Hi, I recently did a video about working at Amazon and how it affected me. Of all the videos I've seen, I've always seen all the pros and cons and people just disgusted with the whole process. What I haven't seen is a video that specifically targets people who would be a great match for Amazon and some of the tricks and tips that will make your life there easier. So this is what this video is about. Number one, getting a job at Amazon. Amazon will hire anyone. As long as you can pass a background check and a drug check, they will give you a chance. They're not really concerned about long-term employee loyalty. So don't expect them to treat you like they want you to hang around forever. What they treat you like is someone that they're dating casually. They will respect you. They will make sure your well-being is well looked after, but they're not necessarily gearing you up to hang around forever. So keep that in mind. Two, pay and benefits. The benefits are excellent. The insurance is excellent. You get 10 hours of unpaid and 10 hours of paid leave when you walk in the door. But realize this, if you get sick, then you need to use all that leave and you really haven't incurred any vacation money yet. You're going to have to take a leave of absence. Amazon is not going to pay you to be sickly. So think about that when you apply for Amazon. My friend who told me about Amazon, she's had 2 knee operations and she's overweight. She didn't last 4 days. So think about those things, okay? As far as pay goes, $15 an hour sounds nice, but it's not a lot of money if you're single. It will barely keep a roof over your head and a car in your driveway. So if you're single, realize that. Either have another gig or another job. Now, I think if you are a person who's starting their own business, Amazon is the best thing for you. You can still have that job as you build your clientele or build your business income. Provided you have the stamina to do both, Amazon is your stepping stone, and they don't mind that you do something else on the side. But don't think that $15 an hour is going to buy you a house, okay? Don't think that. 3, your job description and your duties. Just about every job at Amazon or every position involves driving some type of what I call heavy parcel moving equipment, whether it's a forklift or a scissors truck, or whether it's just that thing with several little cages on it like a train that carries bins of merchandise. You're going to probably have to drive something, and you're going to be required to get your pit license. Amazon doesn't really train. What they do is the first day you're there, it's all movies and paperwork. The second day, they run you through all the things you have to do out in the field. And because, in my opinion, the training is minimal, they do give you a month to kind of bring yourself up to speed. In other words, you learn by your mistakes. They expect you to make all the mistakes in the world the first month, but they expect you to learn from them and not repeat them. So realize that if you need specialized, personalized training, you're not going to get it. You're going to be in a class of 15 people, and you know what? Get to the front so you can see everything they hold up and show you. Because if you're in the back, you're going to miss it. And then you're going to have to ask people, what was that? And that's just the way it is. When they say fast-paced, that's what they mean. 4, the physicality of it all. Amazon is a physical work environment. I stressed my rotator cuff about 5 years ago, which is what made me go part-time and semi-retired in the small business that I own. I was concerned whether or not it would be aggravated. It's funny, the things you do at Amazon don't affect you in the way you would think. My shoulder has never been affected in the 2 weeks that I've been there. Never any pain. My feet didn't hurt. But that's because I took precautions, and we'll talk about that later. But it is a physical job. You will be bending, you will be lifting, you will be squatting, and you will be standing 90% of the time. So keep that in mind. Number 5, how you actually enter Amazon as an employee. There is a difference between being a temp and an Amazon employee. As an Amazon employee, which is a blue badge, everything is going to be easier. They will allow you to make mistakes, but as I said earlier, expect you to learn from them. If you go in as a temp, realize that the pressure that's put on you is not from Amazon. It's from the temp company you got hired under. Remember, this is a very lucrative contract for them. And they want to show Amazon that they can provide them with good people. In other words, they put stresses on you that Amazon doesn't even put on me as a blue badge. They want you to work harder because it makes them look better. So they will push you. And I believe that's where a lot of the negative videos on YouTube have come from people who came into Amazon as a temp and were pushed unreasonably just so the temp service could look good in Amazon's eyes. If you come in as a blue badge, yes, you are expected to maintain a certain pace. But I can go to the bathroom anytime I want to. And I'm not worried about my time. If I need to stop and get some water, I can do that. I'm not worried about my time, and no one speaks to me about it. Right now, I have an average of 98.87. And the person in charge of my department said, "You can do better." But there have been days when I've done worse, and no one said anything because Amazon will ask you to do the impossible, but they're smart enough to accept the realistic. You have to do less than realistic before Amazon will say something to you. And you have to be less than a robot before the temp service will say something to you. So try to come in as a regular employee before you go in. Use the temp service as a measure of last resort to enter Amazon. And last but not least, number 6, mind, body, and soul prep for working at Amazon. As far as mind goes, realize this is going to be a short-term gig for only as long as you need it to reach a specific goal. It is not a long-term job position opportunity. Don't do that to yourself. Have a goal in mind, and that will get you through your day. And when you reach your goal, walk away and leave that space for someone else to come in and reach your goal. Body. Buy your shoes one size larger than you normally wear them. Rip the pad out of your shoe and put a good memory foam pad in, and I guarantee you your feet will never ever hurt. Lay in a supply of ibuprofen, okay? A couple of pills before you start and a couple of pills halfway through your shift. Your body will never hurt. The people that I see on YouTube who talk about their body hurts so bad, if you weren't used to physical labor and you walked into Amazon and thought you were going to be okay, maybe you have some other problems besides working at Amazon. Do the prep. Be realistic. Show a little common sense. And you and your body will be fine. Let's see. Soul. It's boring. The work is boring and it's tedious. That's why it's important that you have a set goal in mind. It is not the job to take if you just need to pay bills on a status quo place to live, to drive a status quo car. It's not worth the trouble. But if you have a real goal in mind, maybe there's a fabulous vacation you want to take in a year's time. I want to travel for 6 months when I retire in 3 years. I can stick it out for a year for that goal. Maybe you're starting a small business and you need something to keep the wolves away in the wintertime. Amazon will do that for you. So it really depends on how you use Amazon, whether or not you can make it there. Those are things to keep in mind. So, I hope it was helpful, and I'll see you at the gates.